Are we live? We're live. All right. Cool. Just checking to make sure you guys can hear me and see me. Let me know who is tuning in live because I can't see you guys. So let me know if you're here. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know who's here. Hello, hello. Today is day 1 of the workshop. So we just got started. So let me know if you can hear me. Yes, awesome, cool. I see some familiar faces. Hi, is it Evelina? Hopefully I'm saying that right. Awesome, thank you. I see Hannah. Hello, hello. Glad you guys can join us. So I'm gonna wait for a little bit for people to hop on because sometimes they don't get the notification. But just let me know where you're tuning in from because we have some new members in the group. So welcome to the group, and let me know where you're tuning in from. Awesome. Hey, Edward, you made it. I'm glad you made it. And I just posted the workbook. So if you have a printer, I'll let you go print out the workbook now. Go ahead and take some time to go print out the workbook. It's right inside the Facebook group. So you'll see it pinned on top that says TAGR, Think and Grow Rich Workshop. Okay, so it's a workbook that I'm going to be going through. So I'll give you some time to print it out. If you don't have the time to print it out, no worries. All you need is a notebook. Okay, so you can take some notes. Okay, if you have never seen me before, just so you know, this is a workshop. So meaning that you're going to be working as you're attending. Okay, so you're not just going to hear me talk, but you're actually going to be working. Okay, so if you have the workbook, let me know. Give me a 1 in the chat. If you have the workbook, type 1 in the chat. If you don't have the workbook, it's right pinned inside the Facebook group. So I'll give you some time it's to pin on top. Okay. So if you have the workbook, give me a 1 so I know that you have the workbook. If you don't have the workbook, give you some time to print it out. Hey, Michael. Yay, you're ready. Awesome. Cool. Okay. So like I said, if you can't print it out, that's okay. You can just have the PDF next to you. That's totally fine. Okay. Why don't we go ahead and get started because we have a lot to cover. So first of all, welcome to the Think and Grow Rich workshop. My name is Amy Lin, and I am the Opulent Coach, and I'm also the admin for this group called Wealthy Mindset for Entrepreneurs. So this group is designed for entrepreneurs like yourself that want to develop a wealthy mindset. Okay, so every month I would do a workshop just like this. Last month, I did a workshop on money manifestation. Okay, so we had some beautiful manifestations coming through. So every month, I always come up with different workshops that people can learn and grow, and most importantly, apply to their life. Okay, so welcome if you're new to the group, and make sure you know, feel free to come in anytime you want. So if you missed the workshop, it's gonna be a replay until the end of this weekend. Okay, so you'll have time to catch up. Okay, so let me know if you are ready. Give me a 2 in the chat. Let me know if you're ready, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, we'll go ahead and gonna jump right into it because this is this book is a really intense, deep book. Okay, so we're gonna be dive right in. So give me a 2 if you're ready. Give me a 2 in the chat since I can't see you. So give me a 2 or a piece. Let me know if you're ready. So we will go ahead and get started. If you have the workbook or if you're ready. Yeah, Michael. Michael is ready. Thank you. Awesome. Okay. Great. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, I would like to know the people that are attending who here actually have not read about the book Think and Grow Rich. Have not. If you have never heard about the book, read about the book, let me know. Who here have never read Think and Grow Rich? Give me a no in the chat if you have never heard of it. This is your first time. You have no idea what this book is about. So I'll go ahead and explain a little bit, okay? So this book you've never heard of. Okay, and you're in for a treat, okay? So this book is considered the #1 book on success and wealth. #1 book on success and wealth. You can go on Amazon and they have, I think, 70,000 reviews, right? So it's the #1 book on success and wealth, okay? So a lot of people have read about it. A lot of people have heard about it, okay? But then the second question I want to ask those of you who have read the book, who actually studied the book? Well, you just read it. There's a difference between reading it and there's a difference between reading and study, okay? Who actually has read this book and study it? Study, what do I mean by study? Do you see my book? Line by line, taking notes on the side. You see this? This is called study. Okay, if you just read it, it's not study. Okay, that's the difference. So this book needs to be studied, not just reading it. Okay, so who actually here studied? I know I got some of my clients, I got some of my students here, and we actually just finished reading this book. Every week it took us almost 1 year actually. So every week I will go through parts of the chapter. So it took us almost 1 year to really digest this book. Okay, so this book has a lot of information, but also for you to apply. Okay, so if you have not really studied, then you're in for a treat. Okay, you're really in for a treat. So this book, we're going to talk about the 13 principles. Okay, there are 13 successful principles. Okay, so I know I can't see you guys, but if you can not raise your hand, but if you can let me know if you would like to learn how to think and grow rich rather than work hard and grow rich. Okay, you would rather think and grow rich? Type think in the chat. If you like to learn how to think and grow rich, not work hard and grow rich. Hello, welcome. If you're just joining us, we're just getting started with the workshop. And my question for you guys is, who would like to learn how to think and grow rich rather than work hard and grow rich? Yeah, okay. Hey, Edward. Hey, Cheyenne. Think. Tanya, awesome. Think. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, right? No one wants to work hard and grow rich. And think about this. This book did not say work hard and grow rich, right? He didn't say that. Napoleon Hill didn't say that. He said think and grow rich. Okay. So for those of you that may or may not know this book, let me just give you a background of this book real quick. Okay. So the author, his name is Napoleon Hill. Okay. So Napoleon Hill was a young reporter back in the 1920s. He was broke. He didn't have any money. Okay. And then he was approached by the wealthiest man in America at the time, Andrew Carnegie, okay, who owned a steel company. So the wealthiest man, the first billionaire in the US during the Great Depression, went up to him and asked him and interviewed him to see that if he would spend the rest of his lives interviewing the 500 most successful people at the time in the world at the time, okay, and put together this book. Okay, so 500 people, including some of you maybe have heard Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, even Teddy Roosevelt, the president, right? And then Charles Schwab, okay, just to name a few. Okay, so it's actually listed in front of the book. Okay, so there's 500 people. So you see, there's a list of all these successful people. So, and Napoleon Hill decided that he was going to spend the rest of his life putting this book together. Okay, so it doesn't matter where the people, how old they were, what age, or their background, their culture, none of that. Okay, so he found that they had something in common, okay, which he put together in the 13 principle in this book. Okay, so that's where we're gonna go through, and that's what you're gonna be learning. Okay. Cool. So why don't we get started? Okay. I want to start off with the quote. Okay. With the quote here, it says, "I am the master of my fate, and I am the captain of my soul." I know I can't see you guys, but I'm gonna just put it on you, okay? If you can read it with me, I want you to read it out loud and say it to yourself that I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. How does that feel when you read that? When you actually speak it out loud? How does that feel? Do you believe that? Have you ever heard of that? That you're the captain of your soul? Yes? No? How does that feel? That you're the master of your fate? That you control your destiny? How does that feel? Do you feel empowered? Let me know in the chat. Comment in the chat. How do you feel? I am the master of my fate and I'm the captain of my soul. This is the quote from Napoleon Hill from the book. Okay, so how does that feel when you say this? Let me know in the chat. Do you believe it? Do you believe that you control your life? Or do you believe something outside of you? How do you feel? It is empowering? Yeah, it is, isn't it, Shan? It is empowering. Yeah. It gives you the power to you. Yes. Feel like you're in control, Michael. Yep. But I know there's times when it doesn't really feel like that, right? Sometimes it feel like you're not in control of your life. Right? Okay. So that's why we're here to learn how do we take control of your life. Okay. Trevor, nice to have you here. Accountable for your actions. Yes. You are responsible for your life. Okay. No one else. Not your spouse, not your kids, right? Not the government, not your boss. Okay. You are in control of your life. Beautiful. Okay. So flip it over. Okay, page 1. Let's get into it, okay? So today the goal is to go through, so you know, there are 13 principles. Okay, so today the goal is to go through 1 to 4. Okay? We have a lot to cover. So today the goal is to go through principle 1 and principle 4. Okay? So the first principle, first step towards riches. Does anyone know? What is the first step towards riches? This is important to know. If there are 13 principles and they're in the sequence of importance, okay, number 1 is the most important. So anyone knows what's the first step in order for you to become rich? Okay, what's the first step? You got to know, right? If you want to obtain wealth, you need to know this. So anyone can take a guess. What's the first step towards riches? Okay, I love it. I love it. So everyone says mindset. Absolutely, everything is mindset. Absolutely. Okay, so Trevor says you have to want. Yes. Set goals. Yes. Yes. I'm gonna take Trevor's answer. Okay. You have to want it. So what is it that you desire? So Evelina says commitment. Yes, that's good. But before you can commit to something, you need to know what you're committed to, right? A lot of people don't even know what they want. So how can they commit to something? Okay, so this is going to create more clarity for you guys. Number one, you can write this down. The first step towards riches is your desire. Write that down. Desire. That is also the starting point of all achievement. It's desire. You got to know what you want, right? Then you're able to make a commitment and then, work through take the steps to reach what you want. But you got to know what you want. Desire. Okay. You guys got that? Desire? Yes? Okay. So then the question I wanted you to answer, okay? You don't have to type in the chat. This is for yourself. What's the exact amount of money you desire? Whether that's for this month, this week, today, or till the end of this year, or in 2022, or 2023. What is the exact amount of money you desire? You got to have a date. So whether that's weekly, monthly, or yearly. Okay. So write it down. You don't have to put it in the chat. You can keep it to yourself. Okay. So let me share my own personal story with you. Okay. When I first set the desire, what is it that I want? Right. I heard one of my mentor, Bob Proctor. Okay. I saw him on stage and he spoke about how to turn your annual income into your monthly income. I'm going to say that again. Turning your annual income into your monthly income. Okay, so I'll give you an example. If you're currently earning maybe 50K a month, a year, okay? If that's right now, that's where you're at, 50K in a year, then you would turn that into 50K in a month. Okay, this is called turning your annual income into your monthly income. Okay? So I remember I heard it back in 3 years ago. Okay? It's been almost 3 years now. Yeah. And I remember I first heard it, I'm like, that is so crazy. So at the time, I was in real estate. Okay, I was doing pretty well. I was making 6-figure in a year. And in my mind, I'm thinking, so I'm going to turn my 6-figure into a month. Okay, so let's just say I was making 100K a year. Okay, so I was going to turn that into my monthly. Like, I could not just grasp the idea. Okay, but I liked the idea. I desired it. And I said, okay, I'm going to make that my goal. It took me 18 months. 18 months to turn my annual into my monthly. Okay. And, looking at my clients. So 3 of my clients last month, just to share with you guys, 3 of my clients last month made over 100K. Okay. They did it faster than I did. Right? Because obviously I'm teaching them what I learned. Right? So I'm telling you this, sharing this with you, just wanting to expand your imagination. Okay? Because if you have never thought about it, guess what? It's never going to happen. So I wanted to share this idea with you, at least entertain that. Okay? Like, let me hear you guys because I can't see you guys. So if you would like to entertain the idea of turning your annual income into your monthly income, put in annual for me. How about that? If you like that, turning your annual income into your monthly income, put it in the chat. If you like that idea, okay? It is very possible. I'm sharing this with you, but you got to be able to accept the idea. Don't reject it. If you like the idea of turning your annual into your monthly, put the word annual. Yeah. Okay. I see Tanya. I see Cheyenne. Awesome. Trevor, annual. Yes. Michael. Awesome. Absolutely. Okay. I'm sharing with you guys. Totally. Edward says annual. Awesome. All right. Okay. So you guys have a figure, okay, on there. What's the exact amount of that you desire? Okay, awesome. So then I want to go into the next question. What is definiteness of purpose? What is definiteness of purpose? Anyone take a guess? So Napoleon Hill mentioned this over and over and over again. Your definiteness of purpose. Your definiteness of purpose. What is it? Can anyone tell me? Those of you that have read the book. What do you think Napoleon Hill meant when he said definiteness of purpose? I'll give you guys the answer, okay? Because we're on a time limit here, okay? Every time when Napoleon Hill referred to the definiteness of purpose, you want to write the word goal next to it. It's a goal. He's referring to a goal. Okay? Whether that's a financial goal or time freedom goal, right? Financial freedom or time freedom, whatever it is, a goal. Okay. So any of you can put in the chat for me, that would be helpful. That way it helps people to learn as well. Okay. Definiteness of purpose is the goal. Okay, cool. So I'm moving on because we have four principles. Okay. The next question for you guys is, this is straight from the book. Okay. Only those who become money conscious ever accumulate great riches. I'm going to read that again. Only those who become money conscious ever accumulate great riches. What does that mean? Thank you, Tanya. Appreciate it. What does that mean for you guys? He literally said that in chapter 1, okay, from Desire. What does that mean? You need to know what it means, right? You can just read it. Okay, yeah, okay, money conscious, okay. But what does that mean? Do you know what it means? What does that mean, money consciousness? Have you ever heard anyone talk about prosperity consciousness? Anybody? Money consciousness. Maybe a lot of you have heard about the lack consciousness or the poverty consciousness, right? The opposite of prosperity consciousness. Okay. What does the word money consciousness mean? Write it down. Yes, Cheyenne says the awareness of the idea. Good. That's number 1. Awareness is always number 1. Okay, so good. That's a good start. You're becoming aware. Financial literacy, it is important, Trevor. It is important to have financial literacy. It is important, right? Because a lot of people know how to earn money, but they don't know how to keep money, or they don't know how to invest. Okay. Wealth mindset, abundance. Okay, good. Good. You guys are moving to the right direction. Okay, you want to write this down. What he meant, what Napoleon meant, was that money consciousness means that your mind is so saturated by the desire of having money that crowds like everything else out. I'm going to repeat that again. Is the money consciousness is the desire, the mind is saturated, the word saturated, with the desire of having the money, as if you already have the money. Okay, how does that feel like? How does that look like? Okay, and how would you feel if you have already have the money in your bank account? Okay, so the example is whatever amount you roll on the top, let's just say that you roll 100K, okay, in a month. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. You want to dwell in the feeling of how that would feel like. Okay, so how does that feel like? I'm asking you guys this question. How would that feel like if you were able to turn your annual income into your monthly income? Give me one word in the chat. How would that feel like? How does that look like? Like the version of you who already has the amount of money that you want to earn? How do you talk? How do you walk? How do you think? How do you act? Euphoric. Okay, Cheyenne says euphoric. Okay, so can you feel the feeling now, Cheyenne? Can you feel the feeling? Can you feel it? Right? You want to be able to dwell in the feeling as already achieving that amount of money you have. That is the secret, okay? It's not just thinking about it. I don't want you just, oh, thinking about it. Oh, that would be nice. It doesn't do anything. You need to be able to feel it. Okay? Cheyenne says yes. Okay, good. Dwell in the state. Tanya says peace, gratitude, and freedom. Right. Okay. So dwell in that, right? And how would you make decisions? This is one of the most important things. Who are you being when you actually have the amount of money you want? How do you make decisions? How do you make decisions? Do you go to a store and you see something you like and you actually buy it? Or do you go into the store and you take a look at the price tag and then decide if you want it? I don't know. How do you make decisions? Or when you go to a restaurant, do you order anything on the menu because you like it? Or do you actually look on the right side of the prices and then choose what you want to order? Do you see that? Totally different. Okay? So really get into the feeling of having it. Yeah, that's right. Dwell in the feeling of actually having the amount you desire. That's what he meant by money consciousness. Okay? And then he goes on to different chapters on how to help you to do that. Okay? But at least I want to explain to you what that means. Think about whether it fills you a need so you can use more riches for growth versus impulse. Okay? So first versus a need. Well, actually, I want to challenge you, actually, Shan. You don't need anything. You actually don't need anything. The desire is because you want it. It's not because you need it. Desire is a want. You just want it, right? Have you ever, guys, like try to want something, right? Even though you don't have the money, maybe, but you're like, but I just really, really want it. I'm sure you guys all experience that. Okay, so it's not about need. You don't need something, but you want it, right? So as long as you want it, you will find a way to get it. Yep, it's not about need. It's about want. Okay, cool. So this is the first step towards riches. I'm looking at the time, so I want to make sure we cover everything. Okay, so we're going to move on to the second step. The second step toward riches is faith. Faith. So what is faith? And it has nothing to do with, religion or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. Okay? So what's your understanding of faith? Because this is the second step towards riches. Very important. So what's your understanding of faith? Can anyone tell me? What's your understanding of faith? What does that mean, faith? What does the word faith mean? That it is how it is. Huh, okay. Unconditional belief that it is how it is. Okay. Thank you, Shan. Anyone else? Predetermined path. That sounds more like destiny, Michael. Right? That sounds more like destiny. Oh, Edward says faith means you genuinely believe. I like that. Genuine belief. No doubt. Yes? No, absolutely no doubt. Okay. So I'll give you those definitions are all good. Okay. But I would like to give you my definition that I learned. Okay. You want to write this down. Okay. There are actually 3 levels to faith. Number 1 is The ability to see the invisible. Write that down. Number one is the ability to see the invisible. You can't see it yet. The ability to see the invisible. You can't see it. Okay, but doesn't mean it's not there. Okay, so this is the saying. Okay, a lot of people would tell you, right? I've heard people talk about that all the time. They always say, I'll believe it when I see it, Amy. Right? Anyone has heard about saying that? Thank you, Tanya. Ability to see the invisible. Right? A lot of people will say that. I'll believe it when I see it. Okay? But actually, according to Wayne Dyer, okay, he said that you won't see it until you believe it. Yes, Trevor, manifestation. Absolutely. Manifestation is just turning the invisible to the visible. That's manifestation. Yep. But here's something though. Even though you can't see it in the physical world, you can actually see it in your mind. Yes? Right? You can't see it physically, but you can see it in your mind. Okay? So, give you an example of the iPhone, right? I always use the iPhone, for example, right? Steve Jobs had to see the image in his mind first before the iPhone was actually came out, right? The physical iPhone. But he saw it in his mind first, right? So he was able to see the invisible, but he saw it in his mind. Okay? So that's the first step towards for faith. Number two is believe in the incredible. Write that down. Believe in the incredible. So the question is, what is the incredible? Believe in the incredible. What is the incredible? Believe in the incredible. Anyone want to take a guess? What do you think is the incredible? Relating to this book, right? Everything we're going over is this book. Who do you think is the incredible? What's incredible? Believe in the incredible. Okay. Having all the riches you desire. Yes, that's good. Yeah. So what he is saying in this book, Napoleon Hill, in the incredible, what he's referring to, it is the full potential. Yeah, Edward, you're on the right track. Okay. But what he in the book he was referring to as the infinite intelligence. Do you guys remember? Infinite intelligence. Infinite intelligence is throughout this book. Okay. Going beyond whatever it's already experienced. Okay. Okay. So in this particular, he's referring to as the infinite intelligence, actually. Okay. And then depending on your belief, right, if you will, some people would call it source. Some people call it infinite intelligence. Some people call it higher power. Some people call it God, right? Whatever you want to call it. Okay? But there's a power that's more powerful than us. Yes? Yes? If you didn't know that, you learned something new today. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and talk more about the infinite intelligence. Okay? As the upcoming different chapters. Okay? Last one, the last part of that, when you're able to believe, when you're able to see the invisible, believe in the incredible, then you'll be able to receive what the masses call impossible. Okay, so the last one is receive what the masses called impossible. Okay, that's a quick definition of faith. So it's broken down into 3 parts. Okay, but I like how Edward put it. Very simple, just believing, genuine believing, right? In the unseen, in the higher power, in yourself. Okay. So then the question is, how do you develop faith? Okay. How you develop faith, let me just share with you, is through understanding. So you want to write that down. How do you develop faith? Okay. I'm not asking you to, hey, just do this. Like, you believe me, right? I'm not asking you to believe me. Okay. I'm asking you to study. Okay. Study, that's how you learn and how you gain faith, is through understanding. Okay. Same thing with me. Like, I studied this information for the past 3 years. I came to a certain understanding, right? And now that's why I'm teaching you and teaching my clients, because I've had a certain level of understanding. Okay. And anyone on the call can reach that level as well. Okay. You can learn. So there are 3 things that I want you to write down that you want to have an understanding of. Okay. What are the 3 things? Number 1 is you want to understand yourself. Number 1, you want to understand who you truly are. Okay. Understand that you are not your body. You're not your mind. You're not your name. You're none of that. Okay? Your name is something that's given to you, right? Your body, that's something that you have, but when you leave this world, you can't take it with you. Okay? So the true essence of who you are is actually a spirit. You're actually a spirit. And therefore you are infinite. Right? We're not bound by this physical world. Okay, that's the truth. That's who you are. Okay. So I think one of the saddest things I come to realize is that most people have no idea who they are. They have no idea. They have no idea their potential. Right? They think they're just their results. They think they're their limitations. Okay, you're none of that. My results didn't change until I start learning about myself. Okay, so that's the number 1 thing you want to study. Okay, number 2 is, on top of that, you want to study your mind. Okay, so number 2, write that down. You want to study your mind, okay, along with faith, since we're on this topic. Okay, your mind, your most powerful thing that you have is your mind. Right? So Napoleon Hill, he said that whatever the mind can conceive, believe, and receive, it can achieve, right? Whatever the mind. Okay, so you need to understand how the mind works. Okay, just think of your mind as a supercomputer. Okay, supercomputer. Like everybody, we all have a mind, right? Yet no one taught us how to use it. Right? Did you learn? Did someone give you a manual on how to use your mind when you're growing up? Like a manual, like, hey, this is how you use it. No, right? I didn't get a manual, and yet it's the most powerful thing. Okay, so you want to make sure you make it a point to learn how to use your mind. Number 3, okay, number 3, you want to learn how the universe works, and you want to study the laws of the universe. You want to write that down. The laws of the universe. Everything in this world operates by law. If you think about it, okay? So I'm in California now, and then it's about almost to early evening, right? So I know for a fact that tomorrow the sun is going to rise. Yes? I don't doubt and I don't worry that if the sun is going to come up or not, because it's going to come up. It's the law, right? And I know winter always follow the fall. Fall always follows summer, right? The 4 seasons. How do I know that? It's the law. Do you see that? Maybe you never thought about it, right? You're just like, oh yeah, it just happens. The sun goes up, the sun goes down. It just happens. But if you really pause and think about it, like, how does that work? Right? Who is doing this? Not you, not me. So who? Okay. There's also laws that govern how much money you earn, right? That's why I said it's not about working hard. It's about learning the laws that govern money. Yes? Let me know if it makes sense. Can you give me a thumbs up when it makes sense? Let me know if that makes sense. What I just said makes sense. There's laws that govern money. Okay? You just need to learn what those are. Okay? Awesome. Okay, cool. I want to make sure I didn't lose anybody here. Okay, perfect. So let's move on to the next question, okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to just measure yourself. What is your level of faith at achieving your goal and obtaining the money you desire? On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, like you have complete faith, absolute faith that you can achieve your goal and then the money, the desire that you wrote down earlier in the first page. And be honest here, right? Be honest with yourself. Where is your level of belief at? Of achieving the goal that you set, the money goal that you had written down on the first page? On a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being the highest, like I have complete faith. Okay, awesome. Okay, so Tanya says 10 plus 7. Okay, pretty high. Awesome. Anyone else? That's the first question. Where is your belief at in achieving the amount of money you want to achieve? Okay. Thank you. 6. Okay, awesome. So write it down. Okay. If you don't want to share, that's okay. Write it down in your notebook. Okay. So that's the first question. Okay. Then the second question I want you to ask yourself is, you guys ready? Does your result reflect that belief? Okay. We're very precise. 8.5. Okay. The second question you want to ask yourself is, if you look at the results you have, does your result reflect that belief? Does your result reflect that belief? Because if you have complete faith, you should have it. Yeah? Yes? You should have it. No doubt. Awesome. Okay. So just a little check-in for you guys. You wanted to just self-reflection. Okay. We always want to self-reflect. Beautiful. All right. So let's move on. That was only 2 principles. Okay. Now we're moving on to the third principle. Okay. Third principle, they're all, all the principles are all really, really important. All of them. Okay. But I want to say you want to put a star next to the third principle, which is auto-suggestion. You want to put a star next to it, a big star. Okay. Auto-suggestion is how you change your belief system. It's a tool. So that's the answer for number 3. The third step to our riches, guys, is auto-suggestion. Write that down. Auto-suggestion. And what is auto-suggestion? You can write this down. Auto-suggestion is nothing more than you giving yourself a suggestion. Okay, going from your conscious mind to your subconscious. Write that down. Auto suggestion is giving yourself an instruction from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about the mind. Actually today. I was thinking it was tomorrow, but so when we talk about the mind, there is actually 3 parts to the mind. You can write this down. There are 3 parts to the mind. There's the conscious mind, there is the subconscious mind, and lastly, there's something we call the superconscious mind. Okay? Conscious, subconscious, superconscious. Okay. So in today's workshop, I'm going to talk about just the conscious and the subconscious. Okay? Where I'm not going to talk about the superconscious. Okay? That's a whole different level. Okay? Just for you to know. Okay? So if you look at the next question, number of percentage of your results is controlled by your subconscious mind, and a percentage is controlled by your conscious mind. I want to ask you guys, okay, who are listening, what do you think is the answer to the first question? What percentage of your results is controlled by your subconscious mind? Can anyone tell me? Take a guess. They just have to add up to 100, right? What percentage of your results you think is controlled by your subconscious mind versus your conscious mind? Take a guess. Michael says 99. Wow. That's interesting, huh? Shan says 95. Okay. So right now you're conscious. Hopefully no one is falling asleep on me. Okay. But right now you're conscious. So right now, throughout the day, most of the time you're conscious, right? You're controlling, you think you're controlling your results, but you're not really. Trevor says 98. Okay. So very close, huh? Do you see? We have 99, we have 95, we have 98. Very close. Yep. You guys are all right. You guys are all absolutely right. So it's between 97 to 99. 97 to 99. Very close. Everybody is accurate, right? Your results are controlled mainly by your subconscious. Isn't that like mind-blowing to know? So think about this. So every day you're consciously working hard, doing things, taking client, like helping clients, do whatever you need to do, right? But only 1% or 3% is controlling your results. The rest of it is you're not even conscious. Okay. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? You want to write this down, okay? It means that if you want to change your result, you have to change your subconscious programming. Write that down. If I need to change the result that I have, great question, Trevor. How do you rewire your subconscious mind? That's a very good question, okay? There's a lot of ways to do that, okay? But I'm going to just share with you 2 ways, okay? 2 main ways how you do that, okay? Number 1 is through emotional impact. Okay, so like this, emotional impact. Most of the time is something with a negative impact. Okay, I'll give you an example. Let's just say that you're someone that smokes cigarettes. Okay, I don't know. And you've been smoking, and then one day you go see a doctor, and the doctor tells you have lung cancer, for example. Okay, and then you're very like surprised, right? And then it hits you hard, and you're like, oh man, like if I want to have a healthy life, and if I want to live longer, things like that, I need to change the way I'm behaving, right? So because of a news like that, you will shift, you see, very fast. For some people it doesn't take long. Okay, so a lot of times it's like news, or like people getting divorces, or people getting cancers, or getting laid off, you see. So it's usually negative impacts. Okay? It doesn't have to be, but most of the time it is. It's what we refer to with the wake up call, right? Okay. So I don't know about you, but I don't want to wait till something outside happen for me to shift, to change, right? So then the second way, Trevor and everyone else, the second way you can write this down, how you can change your subconscious programming is through auto suggestion. That's exactly what we're on. What is auto suggestion? It is repetition, constant space repetition of the same thing over and over and over again until it becomes your belief. When it becomes your belief, then it becomes your reality. Do you see that? It doesn't have to be true, but then if you believe to be true, then it is true for you. Okay. And the reason being is that your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between something that's real versus something that's imagined. Right? So, for example, if you just tell yourself a lie over and over and over again, soon you're going to believe it. Does that make sense? Give me a yes if that makes sense. Does that make sense? How do you change that? Through auto suggestion. Where this is how you reprogram. So, for example, how do you do it? If you grow up thinking that you need to work hard for money, okay, because I had that belief growing up. My parents told me you gotta go to school, get a job, and then work hard for money, right? I believed them. I did. That's why I was in the banking industry for 7 years. I was working hard, right? But I wasn't very successful in the money in the financial department. Okay, until I start to learn this information, right? And I start to apply this information. So the first affirmation I created, okay, and then this is for everyone. If you want to change your belief, your feelings around money, the first affirmation I created for myself was, "I love money and money loves me." Literally, that was my first affirmation. Auto suggestion. I just told myself, "I love money, money loves me." I recorded over and over and over again. I said it to myself, money is easy to earn. Money is easy to earn. I love money and money loves me. Initially, you're going to feel like, oh, this is like, I don't, this is like, this is just so out there, right? In the beginning, you'll feel weird. Okay. That's totally normal. Okay. Because imagine you're trying to change your belief. When someone is trying to challenge your belief, you don't like it, right? Because you're like defending your belief. You're like, no, 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 but this is what I believe in. But I'm asking you, right? If you're not getting the results you want, or if you want to go to the next level, for example, you got to change the way you think. Yes? You cannot expect the different results with the same amount of thinking, right? That's insanity. Okay? So that's why I'm sharing with you guys this. You gotta use this tool right here to help you rewire your mind. Okay. Along with second part to that, Trevor, is along with mentor, a coach that's able to guide you. Okay. When you have a coach or a mentor, you can shorten your time of achievement. It takes you shorter time. Okay, because someone is able to guide you and lead you. Cool. So I wanted to finish off by the next question. Okay, let me finish this. How do you influence the subconscious mind? That's a great question. How do you influence it? So I already mentioned earlier, right? It's through repetition. Okay. But there's second parts to that. And this is one of the things that I think most people don't talk about when they say affirmation. Some people would tell me, Amy, like I do affirmations, but they don't work. And my question is, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's not what you do, but it's how you do it. Okay. So when you're affirming, when you actually affirm the new belief over and over again, you want to make sure that the most important part is your emotions. Write that down. Emotions. The subconscious mind is the emotional mind. Write that down. It's so important. Your conscious mind is your logical mind, right? Your reasoning mind. You reason with your conscious mind. But your subconscious is emotional. Okay, you feel. Yes. When we talk about manifestation, law of attraction, right? You attract what you like based off of how you feel. How you feel. Not just what you think, but how you feel. Okay. So you want to make sure that when you actually affirm it, you affirm with emotions. Maybe I'll end today's session with this. I'm just gonna read one part from auto suggestion from the book. Okay, literally from the book. Okay, I'm gonna read you with this one paragraph from Napoleon Hill. He states that plain and unemotional words do not influence the subconscious mind. Right, like I said, if you say it with no feelings, it does not influence the subconscious mind. You will get no appreciable results until you learn to reach your subconscious mind with thoughts or spoken words which have been well emotionalized with belief. You gotta be able to really believe what you're affirming, not just saying it, right? If you can just say, oh, I love money, money loves me, money is easy to earn, I'm so happy and grateful that I have, $1 million in my bank. But if you don't believe that, it's not gonna work. With belief. And a deep belief is believing in with faith. Okay. So I know we're at top of the hour. I was only able to went over like 3 principles, right? So tomorrow, I'm gonna try my best to do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a lot. Okay, that's a lot of principles. So, but let me know in the chat. Was that helpful? Did you learn something today? Did you learn something today? What was your takeaway today? If you can just type one thing, type in the chat. Every time when you actually type something, you actually trigger your mind for you to remember. Okay, so type one thing that you learned today from today's session. And we'll end with this. One thing you learned today, one concept, one idea that you learned today. And then tomorrow, I'm going to go into the 4th principle, okay? 4, 5, being emotional. Yes, 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 Michael. I think I've shared that with you. Being emotional. Yeah, absolutely. Auto suggestion. Yes, Tanya. Auto suggestion. I'm going to leave you with the homework, okay? I would suggest reading those chapters, okay? If you don't have the ebook, let me know if you need the ebook. Type in ebook in the chat and I'll send you a DM. Okay? If you don't have an ebook or if you don't actually have a physical book that you can read. But the homework, okay, before you leave, the homework is for you to read chapter 1, 2, 3, okay? Read it. It will help you to retain the information more. Okay. If you need the copy of the ebook, just type in ebook and then I'll DM you in the chat or something. Yeah. Awesome, Shan. Okay, I will do that. Understanding who you truly are. You're not your body, name, results, limitation. Yeah, Trevor, that's really good. Meditate on that one. Okay, you are infinite. Absolutely. Okay, I gotta head out. But it was lovely to chat with you guys and for you guys to come and share. I will send out the ebook to you guys whoever dropped the ebook. Okay. With that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.